Welcome to Today's Explainer. I want you to try and imagine, just for a second, a really incredible cinematic journey. We're going to travel from the insanely complex, microscopic laboratory of your very own liver all the way out to the sunlit reality of a modern chicken pasture. We're essentially taking a scientific microscope to what is arguably one of the most debated foods in human history. Let's get into it.
Okay, we have to start by confronting this age-old myth that honestly still terrifies millions of people. You know the one. It's this deep-seated fear that the cholesterol in just a single, innocent daily egg is marching straight into your bloodstream and literally clogging up your arteries. We've all heard the stories, right? People eating their morning eggs thinking they're doing a great job getting healthy protein, only to be told later that their cholesterol is through the roof. But is the egg actually the one to blame here?
So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll unpack the great cholesterol myth. Then, we'll head inside the liver's laboratory, break down the egg yolk superfood, compare pasture-raised to factory-farmed eggs, and finally, deliver the ultimate daily egg verdict.
All right, part one, the great cholesterol myth.
If we look at a standard 50-gram egg, the yolk alone contains roughly 184 milligrams of cholesterol. Now, pair that with the historically recommended daily limit, which was capped right around 300 milligrams, and, well, you can see the mathematical terror here. Just eating 1 or 2 eggs seemed to blow right past your entire daily allowance. It makes total sense why so many health experts were suddenly telling us all to stick strictly to egg whites.
But as it turns out, the actual science of human biology is highly counterintuitive. See, our body isn't just some empty bucket that fills up with cholesterol every time we eat. It actually possesses this brilliant built-in thermostat. If you starve yourself of dietary cholesterol, your liver senses that drop, and, well, it just manufactures more of it. On the flip side, if you eat a cholesterol-rich diet, your liver actually scales back its own production.
Which brings us to section 2, inside the liver's laboratory.
You really need to understand the 80-20 rule here. Your liver is essentially a massive cholesterol factory. It's single-handedly responsible for manufacturing a whopping 80% of your body's total cholesterol. Only about 20% comes directly from the food you're eating. So think about it. Trying to micromanage your blood cholesterol solely by dropping a natural whole food like an egg from your diet, you're completely ignoring the main engine that's producing it in the first place.
Now, here is absolutely the most crucial point. Clinical research actually shows that eating 1 to 3 whole eggs a day does something pretty remarkable. It generally increases your HDL, your good cholesterol. And as for the bad LDL cholesterol, it often doesn't even raise the total amount much at all. Instead, it changes the particle size. It literally shifts those LDL particles from being small, dense, and dangerous into large, fluffy, comparatively harmless particles.
So what does this all mean? It means the real villain behind blocked arteries was never the natural whole egg. No way. The true drivers of heart disease are modern, highly processed foods, hidden trans fats, deep-fried meals, and excess sugar. Those are the things causing severe inflammation in your body, and that inflammation is what truly causes the cardiovascular damage that the poor egg has been falsely blamed for all these years.
Let's move on to section 3, the egg yolk superfood.
When we talk about building your body's tissues, whole eggs offer a massive 48% anabolic protein utilization rate. I mean, that completely dwarfs meat and fish, which sit way down at about 32%. And if you're one of those people only eating isolated egg whites or soy protein, you're dropping all the way down to a mere 17%. Actually, scratch that. It's worse than just dropping a number. By removing the yolk, you are literally crippling the protein's effectiveness in your body. But wait, there's more. The yolk is also packed with this fascinating nutrient called choline. Not only is choline absolutely vital for your brain function and your memory, but it paradoxically acts as a bile salt in the liver. This means it actually helps break down the very cholesterol that people are so completely terrified of. It's essentially a powerful, built-in antidote for keeping your liver healthy.
Then you add in vitamin K2, and the cardiovascular benefits just get even stronger. Vitamin K2 is this incredible essential nutrient that literally sweeps calcium out of your arteries, which is exactly where you don't want it, and directs it straight into your bones and joints where you absolutely do need it. When you look at it that way, you can easily see why the yolk is a cardiovascular ally and definitely not the enemy. Beyond all that, the yolk is practically nature's perfect multivitamin. Seriously, it's loaded with bioavailable vitamin A, known as retinol. It naturally contains vitamin D to support your immunity, along with potent antioxidants like selenium, blood-building iron, and a full, rich complex of essential B vitamins for your nerves and energy. It's just a complete power package.
All right, moving into Section 4, pasture-raised versus factory-farmed.
Now we have to be real here. Not all eggs are created equal. When you crack open a truly pasture-raised egg, you're usually going to see this deep, rich, dark orange yolk. And that color indicates a really high concentration of carotenoids. Those are powerful antioxidants, things like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are just phenomenal for your eye health. These are chickens that are outside in the sunlight eating their natural diet of grass and insects. Factory-farmed eggs, on the other hand, they typically have this pale, sad yellow yolk because the chickens are raised indoors completely without sunlight.
Oh, and you'll often see labels proudly proclaiming vegetarian fed at the store. It sounds wonderfully healthy to us, right? But it's actually a total trap. Listen, chickens are naturally omnivores. They are literally supposed to be out there eating bugs and worms. Vegetarian fed simply means the chickens are locked inside a barn somewhere and fed a cheap diet of genetically modified corn and soy. And I've got to give you a quick, honestly shocking warning from the commercial industry. You can't even rely strictly on yolk color anymore. Why? Because commercial farms can now feed synthetic dyes to their chickens to artificially turn those pale yolks into a deceptively rich orange hue. It's crazy, but farmers can literally pick from like 15 different shades of color on a chart to perfectly match what consumers want. This is exactly why knowing how the chicken is actually raised is way more important than just glancing at the color. Now, when you do get your hands on those high-quality eggs, you want to make sure you protect those delicate yolk nutrients, especially those antioxidants. If you just blast them with too much heat, you're going to destroy them. So to maximize the nutrition, try cooking them over easy or poached. Or if you really prefer them scrambled, here's a pro tip. Crack the egg into the pan first, let the whites solidify just slightly, turn the heat down, and then gently scramble the yolk right into it.
Okay, let's wrap this up with Section 5, the daily egg verdict.
To summarize the science impartially here, if you are a healthy individual without any severe cholesterol disorders, the research shows that consuming 1 to 4 whole eggs a day is a highly nutritious, incredibly safe choice. However, caveat here, if you have diabetes, severe pre-existing heart disease, or genetic cholesterol issues, you absolutely must seek personalized medical advice from your doctor. Every single body responds differently, and we have to respect that.
Through all of this, if you only remember one thing, remember this number, 80. Your liver handles 80% of the heavy lifting when it comes to your cholesterol balance. Trying to fix a fundamentally bad diet by just cutting out eggs is totally missing the forest for the trees.
A tiny egg. It's seemingly ordinary, right? But inside lies a complete powerhouse of nutrition. It is quite literally one of the most perfectly balanced whole foods on the entire planet, provided you look for organic, pasture-raised quality, and of course, pair it with an overall healthy lifestyle that's free from excess sugars and highly processed junk.
So I want to leave you with a final thought for today's explainer. Will you let outdated, generalized myths dictate what you put on your plate? Or will you use this actual physiological science to confidently choose the highest quality, most nutrient-dense whole eggs on your very next grocery trip? The choice, and ultimately your health, is entirely in your hands. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep questioning the science.